Jim Harbaugh's hard work is paying off, and the LA Chargers just got hit with some good news on two fronts. Let's get into it. What's up, Chargers fans? Welcome to the NFL Playbook Chargers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. This channel is all about breaking down everything you need to know about the Bolts. So it's Super Bowl week, and we've got an early look at the Chargers' odds for the next Super Bowl. And it's always interesting to see what Vegas thinks, right? They're rarely off the mark, so let's see where they've placed the Chargers. Here's the deal. The Chargers currently have the seventh best odds overall to win the Super Bowl and rank fifth in the AFC. The teams ahead of them include the Chiefs, no surprise there, along with the Ravens, Eagles, Bills, Lions, and Niners. Some of these make sense, but there are a few surprises. Seeing the Commanders, Bengals, and Packers in the mix is definitely unexpected. Looking at this from a Chargers perspective, it's almost unbelievable how far things have come. This time last year, the team was still trying to figure out the head coach situation. It was all about who the next leader would be and what direction the franchise was heading in. Fast forward to now, and the Chargers have some of the best odds to win the Super Bowl next season, fifth or sixth, depending on how you look at it. That's a huge shift. It's not just blind optimism either, it's backed by Vegas odds, which rarely miss, and PFF saying the team is one of the best set up for the future. This isn't just wishful thinking or being overly optimistic, it's validation from credible sources. Everything is pointing in the right direction, and that's a big deal. Now let's dig into what PFF had to say, because it really highlights where this team stands. They describe the Chargers as suddenly ahead of the curve in terms of team development. Justin Herbert is a big reason for that, ranking third in PFF's passing grades last season. That's elite company. Then you look at the 2024 situation. There's potential to free up a ton of cap space. Joey Bosa might be on the way out, which could open even more opportunities. On top of that, the Chargers have draft capital, 11 picks as of now, and that's a major advantage. They can address key areas like wide receiver, tight end, or even tap into this year's deep running back class. Harbaugh's first year went about as well as anyone could have hoped. Now it's about surrounding Herbert with the right pieces to make a serious run at competing with Kansas City in the AFC West. That's the big challenge for the Chargers, closing the gap with the Chiefs. But here's what excites me the most: the possibility of going after someone like Tee Higgins. Why not? With cap space and 11 draft picks, the Chargers have the flexibility to make a move like that. Those picks could also be used to strengthen the offensive line. That's exactly what you want to see. Smart investments to build a contender. It's exciting to see things trending in the right direction. On top of that, a few new mock drafts have come out, and some of the picks are really interesting. Take Kenneth Grant, for example. He's been projected at pick 22 in a few drafts, sometimes falling into the mid-20s. This guy is a beast, a standout defensive tackle who could make a huge impact. It's crazy to think about what he could bring to the defense. Although he's not quite like his teammate Mason Graham, while Mason Graham can blow past people with ease and is just unbelievable to watch, Kenneth Grant is more of a clog it up and make plays kind of guy. But don't let that fool you. He's surprisingly light on his feet for his size, which is great to see. Then there's pick 2, Jayden Higgins out of Iowa State. You address the defensive line with the first pick, which is never a bad move when you're drafting from a power program. Even if it's not a pressing need, you can't go wrong adding depth to the defensive line. After that, you grab a wide receiver, smart strategy. By round 3, you've got Mason Taylor on the board. This guy is intriguing. Not just because he's Jason Taylor's son, but because of what he brings as a player. Early on, I was thinking he'd be a second-round pick, but if you can snag him in the third round, that's a great value. He could be the tight end you need, filling a key role for the offense. And here's something we've been learning together as we go through these mock drafts. You don't necessarily need to reach for a tight end early. The depth in this draft class for tight ends is solid, so it makes sense to prioritize explosive playmakers in the early rounds. Then you can circle back for positions like offensive line and tight end later. It's like an aha moment every time we go through this. You keep realizing that the draft strategy evolves as you look deeper into the talent available. So what do you think, Bolts fans? We are on the road to glory. Do you also think the Chargers are a serious Super Bowl 60 contender? Share your thoughts in the comment section.